Right now, as you're watching this video, there are thousands of Americans standing in line at airports across Europe. I'm talking about Rome, Paris, and Madrid, and they are being told you cannot enter. Not because they did something wrong, not because their passport expired, but because they didn't know about a brand new system that Europe is quietly rolling out, and by the time most Americans hear about it, they'll already be at the airport. Here's what makes this scary. This isn't optional. This isn't a nice to have. Starting late 2026, if you are an American citizen and you try to enter any of 30 European countries without this, you will be turned away. Period. No exceptions. You won't be able to say, I didn't know, or can you make an exception? I'm 74 years old. And the worst part, there are already over 100 fake websites charging people $80, $150, even $200 for something that should cost you $7. Or, if you're over 70, you pay absolutely nothing. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through exactly what this new system is, step by step. What you need, what it costs, and the 5 mistakes that will get you denied. And I'm going to show you the only official website where you should ever apply. Bookmark this video because this is going to save you a trip to the airport and a trip back home. Now, let's get into it. Okay, so the system is called ETIAS. It stands for the European Travel Information and Authorization System. Now, I know what you're thinking. Great, another government acronym. I get it, but stay with me because this one actually matters. Here's the simplest way I can explain it. You know how when someone from another country wants to visit the United States, they need to apply for something called an ESTA before they fly here? It's a quick online form, you pay a small fee, and the government basically says, okay, you're approved to board that plane. This is Europe's version of that, except it's for Americans. Up until now, if you had a valid US passport, you could just show up in Europe, buy your ticket, get on the plane, hand them your passport at the border, get a stamp, and you're in. No pre-approval needed, but those days are ending. Starting in the last quarter of 2026, which the EU has confirmed means October, November, or December, every American citizen traveling to Europe for a short visit will need to apply and be approved before they fly, before you even get to the airport. If you don't have it, the airline won't let you board the plane. Now, here's the important thing, and I don't want anyone panicking. This is not a visa. You do not need to go to an embassy, you do not need an interview, you do not need to mail your passport anywhere. It's a simple online application that takes about 15 to 20 minutes, but you do need to do it, and if you don't, well, that's where the problems start. Now, before I walk you through the application process, I need to tell you about the 5 things that will get your application denied. And number 3 catches almost everybody off guard, especially travelers over 60. So make sure to stay with me until the end so you know exactly how to handle this new rule. But first, let's talk about which countries we're even talking about here. The European Travel Information and Authorization System covers 30 European countries. And this is where it gets tricky because it's not just the countries you'd expect. Obviously, you've got the big ones: France, Italy, Spain, Germany, Greece, and Portugal. If you're planning a Mediterranean cruise or a river cruise through Europe, you need to get this. But it also includes countries that catch people off guard, like Iceland, Norway, Switzerland, because they are not part of the European Union, but they are part of the Schengen area, and this new system applies to all Schengen countries. Here's the full list. I want you to pay close attention to this video right now and screenshot this if you're planning any European travel. Austria, Belgium, Bulgaria, Croatia, Cyprus, Czech Republic, Denmark, Estonia, Finland, France, Germany, Greece, Hungary, Iceland, Italy, Latvia, Liechtenstein, Lithuania, Luxembourg, Malta, Netherlands, Norway, Poland, Portugal, Romania, Slovakia, Slovenia, Spain, Sweden, and Switzerland. That's 30 countries. If your dream trip touches any of those, you need this. Now, here's what ETIAS does not cover, and this is just as important. The United Kingdom is not on this list. The UK has their own system called the ETA. Ireland is also not part of this new system. And if you're traveling to countries like Turkey, Albania, or Montenegro, those have their own separate entry requirements. So if someone tells you I went to London and didn't need ETIAS, they're right. London doesn't require it. But if they then flew to Paris, that's a different story entirely. Quick question for you, are you planning a trip to Europe in 2026 or 2027? Drop the country you're planning to visit in the comments below. I read every single comment, and I'll let you know if this new system applies to your trip. Alright, let's walk through exactly how to apply. And I'm going to make this so simple that you could do it right now from your couch with a cup of coffee. Step 1, and this is critical. Go to the one and only official website. I will leave a link for it in the description. That's the European Union's official site. Anything else are not official websites. Some of them are legitimate third-party services that charge you a premium, and some of them are outright scams. And this is where seniors are getting targeted. Frontex, that's Europe's border agency, has identified over 100 unofficial ETIAS websites that are either overcharging or stealing personal information. Some of these sites look incredibly professional. They use the EU flag, they have official-sounding names, and they charge $80 to $200 for an application that costs €7 on the real site. And if you're over 70, it's completely free on the official site. So, if any website is charging a 72-year-old money for this, is a scam. Step 2. What you need to have ready. Before you start the application, gather these 4 things. 1. Your valid US passport, and it needs to be valid. I'll explain the passport trap in a minute. 2. An email address you actually check. This is where your approval comes. 3. A credit or debit card for the €7 fee, unless you're over 70 or under 18, in which case it's free. 4. About 15 to 20 minutes of your time. That's it. No appointment or photos, and no embassy visit. Step 3. Fill out the application. The form will ask you for your basic personal information, like name, date of birth, and nationality, your passport details, number, issue, date, and expiration, your contact information, email, phone number, and home address. Your intended first country of entry in Europe, so if your flight lands in Paris first, you'd put France, and a few security and background questions, and this is where I need you to pay very close attention. The background questions are where most applications get flagged. And I'm not talking about criminals. I'm talking about everyday Americans who answer one question wrong and suddenly their European vacation is on hold for 4 weeks. Let me explain. Alright, here are the 5 mistakes that get your applications denied or delayed. Pay attention to all of them, but especially number 3. Mistake number 1. Your passport is technically valid, but Europe says it's not. Here's what catches people. Your passport might not expire for another 8 months, so you think you're fine. But many European countries require that your passport be valid for at least 3 months beyond your planned departure date from Europe. And your passport can't be older than 10 years on the date you enter. So, let's say you're planning to leave Europe on December 15th. Your passport expires March 1st. That's only 2.5 months of validity after your trip, so you would be denied. I know, it seems like a technicality, but it is enforced. And I've heard from travelers who found out at the check-in counter, so don't be that person. Mistake number 2, lying on the background questions or answering them too quickly. The form will ask if you've ever been convicted of a crime, if you've traveled to certain conflict zones, and whether you've ever been denied entry to or deported from a country. Now, here's the thing, they already know the answers. ETIAS cross-references your information against multiple international databases. If your answer doesn't match what's in those databases, your application gets flagged for manual review. And manual review takes up to 4 weeks, some cases up to 2 months. That European cruise that leaves in 10 days, you're not on it. So here's my advice, answer honestly, even if it's uncomfortable. A decades-old misdemeanor is not going to automatically disqualify you, but lying about it absolutely will cause problems. Mistake number 3, the health question trap. This is the one that surprises people. The application asks about certain medical conditions, specifically serious infectious diseases. This is not about diabetes, it's not about heart conditions, it's not about your knee replacement. It's about conditions like active tuberculosis or other communicable diseases that are a public health concern. The mistake people make is they panic. They see health questions and either lie, which triggers the same database check problem, or they overdisclose every medical detail of their life. You don't need to list your blood pressure medication, they're asking about a very specific and narrow category of infectious conditions. Answer honestly, don't panic, and don't overshare. Mistake number 4, waiting until the last minute. Most applications are processed within minutes. The EU says the vast majority will be approved in under 96 hours. Sounds fast, right? But if your application gets flagged for any reason, manual processing can take up to 30 days, and in unusual cases, up to 60 days. So if you apply 3 days before your flight and you get flagged, there is nothing anyone can do for you. You're not getting on that plane. My recommendation is to apply at least 1 month before your trip, 2 months if you want real peace of mind. Your ETIAS is valid for 3 full years or until your passport expires, whichever comes first, so there's no reason to wait. Apply early, get it done, and forget about it. Mistake number 5. Not realizing ETIAS is linked to your passport. If you get a new passport for a NY reason, your ETIAS becomes invalid. New passport means new ETIAS application. This catches people who renew their passport between when they apply for ETIAS and when they actually travel. Apply for ETIAS with the passport, you'll actually be carrying through European border control. If this is helpful so far, do me a favor and hit that like button. It tells YouTube to show this video to more travelers who need this information, and it genuinely helps this channel reach more people before this deadline hits. Thank you, I mean that. Now, ETIAS isn't the only change coming. There's a second system that's already rolling out right now, and it works hand in hand with ETIAS. It's called the EAS, the Entry-Exit System. Here's what's changing. For decades, when you arrived in Europe, a border officer flipped through your passport, found an empty page, and stamped it. That stamp was your record. It showed when you entered and, theoretically, when you should leave. The problem was, it was all manual. Pages got full, stamps got smudged. Officers couldn't easily tell if someone had overstayed. It was honestly a system from the 1990s, still being used in 2025. That's over. The EAS, which started rolling out on October 12, 2025, replaces passport stamps with a digital record. The first time you encounter the EES at a European border, here's what happens. 1. They scan your passport electronically. 2. They capture your facial image, a photo, basically. 3. They scan 4 of your fingerprints. And if you're over 70, good news, you're exempt from fingerprints, but the facial scan still applies. 4. All of this goes into a digital database. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. I don't want to give my fingerprints to a European database. I understand that concern. But here's the reality. If you've ever applied for global entry, TSA PreCheck, or used the automated passport kiosks at any US airport, your biometrics are already in a database. This is the same concept, just on the European side. The practical impact for you, the first time through, it will take longer. Budget an extra 30 to 45 minutes at passport control for your first visit after EAS is fully active. After that first registration, subsequent visits should actually be faster because the system recognizes you. But here's where EES and ETIAS work together, and this is important. Once ETIAS goes live, the system will automatically track your 90-day limit. Right now, Europe operates on the 9180th day rule. You can stay for 90 days within any 180-day period. Currently, nobody was really tracking that precisely. With EAS and ETIAS, the computer knows, to the day. Overstay by even 1 day, and it's flagged. For most of you watching this, that's not a concern. You're going for a 2-week vacation, not moving to Portugal, but it's worth knowing. The margin for error is gone. Okay, now, I want to talk about the part nobody is covering, the scams. Because right now, before ETIAS has even launched, people are already losing hundreds of dollars to fake websites. And what I'm about to show you is going to make you angry. This is the section I honestly wish I didn't have to include in this video. But I do, because it's already happening, and it's targeting seniors specifically. Remember what I said earlier, Frontex Europe's border agency has identified over 100 unofficial ETIAS websites. Let me tell you how these scams work. Scam type number 1, the premium processing trick. These sites look almost identical to the real EU website. They use the EU colors, the EU flag, official sounding language. They offer to process your ETIAS application for you for a fee of $80 to $200. Some even offer rush processing for an additional fee. Here's the truth. The real application takes 15 minutes. It costs €7, which is roughly $7. Most applications are processed within minutes. There is no rush processing because it's already fast. These sites are charging you a 1000% markup to fill out the same form you could fill out yourself. Scam type number 2, the data harvesting scam. This one is worse. Some fake sites don't just overcharge you, they collect your passport number, your personal details, your credit card information, and they never submit an ETIAS application at all. You show up at the airport thinking you're approved, and you're not. Meanwhile, they have your identity. Scam type number 3, the ETIAS is available now scam. This is the one to watch out for right now. In March 2026, ETIAS has not launched yet. The EU has said it will start in the last quarter of 2026. Applications are not yet open. So if ANY website is currently accepting ETIAS applications and taking your money, that is a scam. Here's how to protect yourself, and this is the only thing I need you to remember from this section. The only legitimate ETIAS website will be the website I mentioned earlier and the one in the description. It cannot be faked. If the website address doesn't end in .europa.eu, just walk away. And when ETIAS does launch, the EU has said they will announce the exact start date several months in advance. With a public awareness campaign, you'll hear about it, I'll make a video about it, you won't miss it if you're subscribed to this channel. Speaking of which, if you're not already subscribed, now is a great time. I cover every new airport rule, security change, and airline policy that affects travelers over 60. When ETIAS officially opens for applications, you'll know about it the same day. Just hit that subscribe button so you don't miss it. Alright, we've covered a lot, so let me give you the simple, clean checklist. Screenshot this or write it down. Checklist item 1. Check your passport right now. Is it valid for at least 6 months beyond your planned travel dates? Is it less than 10 years old? If not, renew it first, then apply for ETIAS with the new passport. Don't do it backwards. Checklist item 2. Do not apply yet. ETIAS hasn't launched. The EU will announce the launch date several months beforehand. As of today, March 2026, you cannot apply. Anyone telling you otherwise is trying to take your money. Checklist item 3. When it does launch, apply at least 1 month before your trip. Your ETIAS is good for 3 years. Apply early. There's zero benefit to waiting. Checklist item 4. Only use the official EU website, nothing else. If you're over 70, it's free. If you're between 18 and 70, it's €7. Checklist item 5. Answer the background questions honestly. Don't lie, don't panic, don't overshare. A 30-year-old traffic violation isn't going to keep you out of Italy, but lying about it might delay your application by a month. Checklist item 6. Budget extra time at European airports. Between the EASE biometric check and ETIAS verification, your first trip through the new system will take longer. Give yourself at least a 3-hour connection window for flights connecting through European hubs. Don't book a 90-minute layover in Paris thinking you'll breeze through. Not anymore. Checklist item 7. Tell your travel companions. Here's something people forget. ETIAS is per person. If you're traveling with your spouse, you each need your own ETIAS. If you're going with a group, everyone needs one. Don't assume your travel agent handled it. Ask. Don't assume the cruise line took care of it. Verify. Now, I don't want to leave you worried. Because honestly, once you know what ETIAS is and how to apply, it's really not a big deal. Think about it, it's 15 minutes of your time, $7 or less, and it lasts 3 years. You can use it for unlimited trips across 30 countries. That's a pretty good deal when you think about it. You probably spend more than that on a coffee at the airport. Although, at airport prices, that might actually be close. The EASE biometric system, once you get through it the first time, actually makes future entries faster. No more flipping through passport pages, no more smudged stamps. No more border officers squinting at your photo from 2016, wondering if that's really you. Trust me, we all look different than our passport photos. I certainly do. The point is, the travelers who get hurt by these changes are the ones who don't know about them. And you're watching this video, so you're ahead of the game, you're prepared. But here's my final warning. Between now and when ETIAS launches, the scams are going to get worse, not better. As more people hear about ETIAS, more scam sites will pop up. So please share this video with anyone you know who's planning a European trip. Your friends, your family, your travel group, your church group that's going to Rome next year. Send them this video. It could save them hundreds of dollars in a ruined vacation. If you want to see the new airport rules that are also changing for 2026, right here in the United States, I covered them right here in this video. I'll see you there.